You can transform your entire reality right now, today. You can have a quantum leap today. You, my love, can shift from the timeline that you're on right now, the reality you're in right now, to your absolute highest, most ideal timeline right now. And it takes one decision. Hello, everyone. I'm Juliette Cleary. This is my channel where we quantum leap, where we instantly activate you into your highest timeline, your highest identity today, not tomorrow. No manifesting processes, no healing involved. None of that is necessary here. If you're new here, make sure to like this video and to subscribe. And if you would like to work together, that information is in the description box below for you. So what many people do not know about shifting timelines, shifting reality, shifting identities, is that it's not hard to do. There is a very common belief that change is difficult. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time. And that's true if you buy into it. Because any idea you buy into is true. It's your experience, it's your illusion, it's your creation. It just is. Okay, what you say goes. That's very like simple. It's very literal. Like what you say, that's what goes. Like that's what is. That's what you create it to be. So change is not difficult. And the reason why, my love, that it's not difficult and it's the easiest thing in the world, because you change completely every single moment. You are constantly shifting through parallel realities. You are a blank slate every single moment. Every single moment. You're new. You're new. You're new. You're new. You're new. You're not connected to any past. The present is not a result of the past. It has nothing to do with it. It's not connected. You're making connections now from alternate timelines that you're calling your past, when it's actually not even your past. So most of the time that we're actually choosing to limit ourselves, we're using a past that isn't even ours. It's not yours, but you'll create a version of yourself that seems very similar because that's what you decided. We're going to break that illusion right now because you're going to actually understand and fully realize right now that you are whoever you decide you are, not whoever you affirm and hope and wish that you are. No. You are whoever you decide you are. And every single decision places you on that timeline of the decision. It immediately shifts you onto that frequency, that timeline that matches the decision of who you say you are. We are doing this all day, every day, and we don't even know we're doing it. Oh, I'm really bad at this. Oh, I've always struggled with this. No, you don't. You don't struggle with that. Another version of you has. But do you want to recreate yourself to be that person right now when you're a blank slate and you can choose anything? When I've had clients come to me and they're like, you know, I'm having this issue with money, or I've always struggled with money. I've always struggled with receiving. I'm really bad at relationships, etc., etc. We're not invalidating or denying those experiences, right? Because we actually want to validate those experiences. We're not saying that didn't happen, but we are actually acknowledging the fact that it didn't happen to you. The you that you are right now didn't experience that, has never struggled with that, but you're continuing to choose to create yourself as that person because it seems to make logical and linear sense, right? But here we do things in the quantum way because we understand that there is no linear time. It is an illusion. It is an experience. And of course, we're experiencing it obviously to some degree because we have agreed to have this human experience, which seems like we are moving through time on a gradient in a linear fashion. And we're this one person who has this amazing journey and story of growth and change and expansion. And that's perfect and that's fine. But let's also understand the fundamental truth that the linear time is actually an illusion. That you are a different person now to the person that was listening to this 5 seconds ago. You are not the person who is really bad with money. You are not the person who struggles with being seen. You are not the person who always seems to doubt themselves or has this hard to change pattern. No, you're not. Would you like to decide again right now? Again, let's take this in another direction. Every decision you make places you on that timeline. Every choice you make is a timeline split. You split off onto that timeline. Timeline shifts and timeline splits are something that a lot of people talk about as like this major, massive thing that only happens here and now and takes a lot to do, and that's just not true. Because every reality and potential exists only here and now, in the same time, in the same one moment, in the same one place that you're in right here and now. There's no gap and there's no time or distance between the reality you're in now and the reality that you say you want to be in. There's no time between those. There's no gap between those. There's just a personality difference. But you contain all the personalities and you can shift instantaneously into those, right? And that's a decision. And that's what I teach. That's what I'm a master at teaching. I help you to instantly activate the highest version of you, the wealthiest version of you, the healthiest version of you, the most ideal version of you, your most ideal highest timeline. Instant activation, no healing, no manifesting. We calibrate to it now. We break all the illusions of blocks and beliefs and things stopping me now. If you would like to, if this calls to you, click the link in the description box below. The shift is open right now. So this is why I don't manifest. I don't train my nervous system. I don't practice all these things. I don't do affirmations. I don't do meditations, visualization. I don't do any of that to create the reality I want. I use our built-in GPS system, the way we actually just create reality on default every single day, and I use it consciously. Because, my love, why we don't need to manifest. Like, you can call this manifestation, right? We're manifesting everything. But what I mean is we're not using manifestation processes and rituals to get what we want. You can do that. It's just a permission slip though. So that's what I want to say is all of the manifesting rituals, all strategies, even business strategies, they are all permission slips. They all work. They all work because they are not the thing that's getting you your manifestation ever. So I've come across this amazing process, 5-step process, and by the end of the 5 steps, it may take you a week or 2 or 3 or 4, all of a sudden, because of those steps, you feel like a new person. You're like, yes, I've changed my frequency. I feel like a new person. I am a new person. You may not even say that consciously or think that consciously, but if it's not conscious, it'll be an unconscious process. But what you've done in that moment is you've just used that manifesting ritual to decide at the end of it that now you can receive what you want. And that's when you shift. Along the way, if you were using that process to change and to heal and to reprogram and to do all these things, you're just stepping into different versions of yourself, different identities that are almost there. Now I'm the person that's almost there. Now I'm the person that's halfway healed. Now I'm the person who's figuring it out, nearly there, right? I know you resonate with this. I know you resonate with this. That's just you shifting into those identities of becoming. You've created a becoming process, and there's no such thing. Because you are everything. You are all that is. You are creation. You are God. You are every version of you. You are every timeline. So there's no becoming. But we create that because we have belief systems that are like, I need a process to change. I need time to change. I need healing to change. Right? So, or to manifest what I want, to transform, to quantum leap. I need to do X, Y, Z. I need steps. I need a process. And because you have that belief system and maybe you're unwilling to part with that, then you go through steps and you create the illusion, the illusion of becoming the new person. You don't ever become them. You just one day wake up and say, okay, I'm ready to be them. And then you're immediately in that timeline. Yeah, and I'm so passionate about this because I want you to understand that all day, every day, your choices, your decisions are shifting you into different timelines, but you're probably making a lot of the same choices, a lot of the same decisions, embodying the same kind of identity, the same behaviors, the same feelings, the same choices, as I said. And so you get the same results, and it feels like, well, I'm not timeline shifting and I need to do this drastic process to quantum leap. No, you don't. You got to use the same process that you've been using all day, every day, and do it on purpose. Any moment that you decide you want to transform now, you want to be someone new now, you want to be the wealthy version of you now, that doesn't mean that the money will show up in your bank account immediately. But it does mean that you shift into that timeline immediately. And if you commit to that, if you are unwilling to go back on that decision, and you just stick to, yeah, this is who I choose to be, this is who I am, within a month you should see incredible, tangible results. Because I know a lot of people get confused when I'm like, you shift instantly. You always do. That doesn't mean the results will be there instantly. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they are. Spontaneous healings. Multiple personality disorder, where we've seen someone turn from one personality to another. They really know they're this new, different, very different personality. Instantly, immediately, like instantaneously, cancer is healed in their body. Because they're in this new personality that didn't have the cancer. Or their eye color changes because they're in this new personality where they have a different eye color. So we see that there are instantaneous changes because everything is instantaneously shifting, changing every single moment. Faster than this. Faster, way faster. Okay? So when you make a new decision right here and now, and it's very different. I'm deciding to be a very different version of myself. I'm deciding to be in a very different timeline to what I've experienced. Everything immediately transforms. Everything, you immediately transform. If it's actually a decision, not a, that would be nice. No, decide. This is who I choose to be. This is who I am. And from that energy, from just like a conviction, a deciding, declaring energy, that I'm deciding this. Okay, it's done. You're on that timeline now. If you don't go back on that, if you commit to that, you have to see that you're on that timeline. You have to get the reflection of who you're being, of who you are, unless you go back to an outdated version of you and you start choosing that and you start embodying that. So I want to give you an example. Like in any moment, you might be feeling really tired or really low or doubtful. In any moment you're ready, you can simply choose a new timeline. And you can simply just say, take a deep breath. I now choose a new timeline. Or I now choose to feel more energized. Or I now choose to feel better about this. I now choose to have a different attitude about this. I now choose to be the wealthy version of me. I now choose to be the in love with life version of me. And when you center back into that 0 point, that God consciousness, the present moment, where all the potentials and realities are, and you can do that with your eyes open. You can just be walking about your day. Just focus into the present moment, focus on your heart, choose. You'll immediately, if that's actually a decision, you're actually really choosing that, you're commanding that, you will shift immediately. And you'll start to feel all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to feel a little bit more optimistic because I chose to. Ooh, I'm starting to feel more energized. I'm actually starting to feel better health and vitality. So play around with this, because the thing is, all of your choices, like I said, are timeline splits. Every decision you make is it's what your life is. What you say goes. This is really hard for me. Yeah, that's going to be really hard for you. I'm really bad at this. Yes, because you said so. Do you want to change it? Do you want to make a new command right now? And here's the other piece of this. You might think, Juliet, it is so much easier for me to choose something based on my current circumstances or based on my past, because look at my past results. These have been my past results, so it's easy for me to say I'm bad with receiving money. But your circumstances are illusions. They don't mean anything. And not just are they illusions, but there is no past. You're saying, yes, I have this past of all these things. No, you don't. That was another version of you. You can connect to that. You can recreate yourself as that person right now, but that's not you. So what past? You're using it as an excuse to keep creating the same version of yourself and to keep creating the same results. Even though you're new every second, you're shifting every second, you can shift timelines at any point, in any day, in any moment you decide to. You can be a radically different person tomorrow morning when you wake up. And you didn't need a manifesting process to do it. Just embody it, decide and embody it. Don't go back on it. Don't be talked out of it. That's a choice. Don't choose to cave in. Don't choose to cave in. And if you start to, let it be okay. And then recalibrate. Anchor back in. Embody. There is no actual good reason to keep choosing something that feels justified because you've lived it in the past, because you technically didn't live it in the past. You're a different person. You're shifting every single moment. You're a different person. You're not a result of your past. The past isn't connected to the present at all. So what past? Is that really a good excuse? Is it good enough for you to use to limit yourself again right now? With love, with compassion, not invalidating any past, not invalidating any experience or any past version of you. Just choose again. You're new now, choose again now. And that is what is. Who you say you are is who you are now, period. Not, this is now, because I said this, I'm now becoming this person. No, it's not even, oh, I want to be this person. Because if you're saying, I really want to be that kind of person who's got that and that money and that health and that relationship, if you're wanting it, you're just going to get the reflection in your physical reality of wanting it. You're going to want it more. You can't get the experience of having it unless you're being the person, the personality, deciding, this is who I am, being that person. Then you will have it. Because that's a mirror, that's a perfect match. It will reflect that. But if you're like, I want it, I want it, I want it, I wish, you're just going to get more wanting. That's all you're going to get. And when people are like, oh, I did this. I actually did this process and it didn't work. Or I did this manifesting ritual and the thing didn't manifest. Oh, my love. If you see no change in your outer world in a month of actually deciding and embodying the new character, then you haven't changed. You're not embodying it. You're not being consistent. You're probably wavering. You're probably a little bit wishy-washy. Am I this person? Am I the new? You're going back and forth. If nothing changes in your outer world, you didn't change because it's just a reflection. And we have to take responsibility for that. There's been times in my life where I'm just like, I'm kind of wanting to put the blame and be like, oh, it just didn't work out and da-da-da-da. And then I'm like, okay, kind of got to take radical responsibility here, because if it's not manifesting, I didn't change. I'm not stepping up. I'm not embodying it. And that's the only reason why it's not manifesting, because no process gives you a result. I remember like years ago having clients in courses and they're like, oh, no matter what course I do, I don't get the result, because it's not about the process. It's not about the tools. It's not about the rituals. It's not about any of that. Strategies. It is only about your decision and your identity. That's it. So you must be still choosing the same kind of reality, the same kind of identity. And that would be the only reason why things are not changing. This is what I do. I do not manifest, I decide. I decide this is who I am. I decide this is what it will be. I decide this is how it's going to go. When I'm going somewhere, it's going to work out like this. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like this. I'm not affirming. I'm not trying to convince myself. That's kind of coming from a more disempowered state. I mean, use whatever works for you, but for me, it's just deciding. It's going to be easy. It's going to be effortless. I'm going to have a great time. This is going to turn out incredible. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me, even if it looks like it's the worst thing that ever happened to me. That's my decision. I'm going to get a gift out of this. I'm going to get a positive out of this. This is all happening for me. You don't understand. Again, not affirmations, decisions that you're just like, I've decided. I've decided this is going to work out. I've decided this is who I am. I am the wealthiest, most abundant version of myself now. I'm multidimensional. I can choose that. Okay? So, I go more deeply, so much more deeply into this in my new program, The Shift. If you're interested, that's in the description box below. Otherwise, my program, Rich Woman in One Day, Shift Your Identity in One Day, much shorter, straight to the point course, transforms so many of my clients' lives and incomes. That's in the description box below for you too. Have an amazing day. Decide. Decide right now, who are you? Decide. What's your life? How's this going to work out? Make decisions throughout your day. Be the decider that you actually are. You're already doing this. Do it on purpose. Don't manifest, decide. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. Comment down below, give it a like, share it with anyone you think will be interested in this message. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have an amazing, miraculous day. Bye.